Okay, now it's time to find the force acting on a point in space when there's multiple charges acting on it. So we want to find the force from each charge using Coulomb's law. That states that the electrostatic force is proportional to the product of the two charges divided by the radius between them. And just any two charges, we just say 1 and 2 just to distinguish between two charges. So if we have wanting to look at the electrostatic force about on charge 4, which direction is it going to be forced? So let's take a look at the forces between each of them. So we will look at 1 and 4 both have the same charge, so like charges repel, so there's going to be forces moving away from them, equal and opposite. So this is the force on charge 1, or charge 4 from 1. This is the force on charge 1 from 4. Then we look at charge 2. They are also the same charge, so they're going to be repelling as well. So the force charge 4 from 2, 2 from 4. We just write these little subscripts to help out a little bit. Now it looks like opposites attract, so we're going to go ahead and pull these two together. These forces are going to be pulled together. So that is on 4 from 3, 3 from 4. Not too particular, but let's see. Let's take a look at these. Hey, you already know how to add vectors together. So we just look at the x and the y components of each. And so we make our little table where we have the x components and the y components of each and add them together. So what I did is I made myself a table. I found the force, you can see charge 4 in each of these. And then I looked at the charge 1, charge 2, and charge 3, and found out what their magnitude of their force was. And we want to put it in our table. Well, before we put it in our table, let's take a look at which direction they're acting. So don't try to put them in later. Let's put all the negative signs in right now. So the x component we know is going to be to the left for the first one. And there is no component in the y. Let's put a big old 0 in there so we don't put anything there. For the second one, we know that it's going to go negative in the x and positive in the y. And we know that the third one is going to be pulling it straight down. So that one there is going to have 0x and a negative for the y. As far as the magnitudes of them go, well, the ones that are directly horizontal or vertical, those are easy because you just use the values that you got from over here. So that is all going into the x direction. The third one is all going into the y direction. I put a 0 before my decimal points. There we go, so it's easy to read. Now, the one acting at an angle, a little bit tougher. Let's take a look. And we're going to go ahead and look at that in a minute on the next episode.